So, what to talk about? I just thought the book Cocaine and Surfing, one of the things that stuck on my craw towards the end of the text, it's kind of a toss-away line, but he's reflecting on his college studies, and he says, like, he's talking about hypothetical questions they engage with, and he says, how does Plato inform Machiavelli? And I know Alfred North Whitehead said all of Western philosophy is but a footnote to Plato. So I get that, and I haven't engaged with Machiavelli or Plato in over 20 years. But I was once tracked to be a philosophy professor. I could still pull it off if I had to at gunpoint, and heaven forbid, you know, at the community college level. But I would say basically fucking nothing. I mean, of course, Whitehead says all of Western philosophy is but a footnote to Plato, but Plato is about the tripart soul in the pursuit of the true, the beautiful, and the good. Capital T, capital B, excuse me, capital G, you know. And about the ascension of the soul. And his Project the Republic was, in many ways, they say, a response to Plato's sorrow and fatigue over what happened to Socrates by the state, accusing him of corrupting the youth, sentencing him to death. And Socrates, of course, famously took the hemlock rather than escape. He was willing to accept the fate laid upon him. And in many ways precedes Jesus as a historical self-sacrificing figure who was also a philosopher and a teacher, and about kindness and ethics. But yeah, Machiavelli, like the author of Cocaine and Surfing, I read in college, and only read in college. I remember that Bertrand Russell called Machiavelli's text, The Prince, a handbook for gangsters. It was like original sort of pickup artist shit, repopularized by Robert Greene and the 48 Laws of Power and all that kind of bullshit. But yeah, Machiavelli, you know, it's like to keep your friends closer than your enemies, keep your intentions concealed, don't outshine the master, that kind of shit. I don't recall specifically. There's probably some good things in there, but it's such bullshit. It's certainly not how I operate or aspire to operate, or the type of people I want to surround myself with. And at Nike, where people are the most competitive and high achieving in the world, more impressive to me than the Ivy League, or as a spectator at the Navy SEALs, people at Nike get it fucking done. And at the same time, it's not that Machiavellian. It's just kind of like the powder day today. It's like, there's no real friends, and you gotta get it, but nobody's fucking Nancy Kerrigan each other, you know? At the end of the day, we're all the same fucking team. We're all here to win. And people might push the rules by 5%, but at the end of the day, you know, that's an ethic that you don't typically see out of China, but I digress. But yeah, Machiavelli, I don't think has a fucking goddamn thing to do with Plato. So how does Plato inform Machiavelli? That Machiavelli takes a shit on Plato, pisses on Plato? I mean, sort of like Kant, you know, versus Nietzsche. It's like Kant talks about the most sublime things, the starry sky above and the moral law within. But it's all based on this idea of reverence, the German word Achtung. But Nietzsche's like, what if I just fucking piss on Achtung? For so long that seemed impossible to me. It's still something I refuse to do. But now at least I can understand how there are people out there that don't have reverence and don't have a soul. Because they didn't have fathers, no. They didn't have a God. Just kidding, whatever, man. You know what's so funny about snowboarding is how many trad dads there are. Like the stereotype of snowboarder's ragamuffin, loser, fatherless. One of the first things I realized when I listened to the Bombhole podcast, the first couple hundred episodes, I'm way behind on them. I gotta catch up. Especially the halfpipe riders, because you take such hard slams. They all had trad dads, man. Dads from hockey, dads from football, dads in their lives. You know, it's too hard a sport. Let's say that you couldn't do it without a dad, or it might certainly never help me. It was one of the only sports that helped me tremendously early in my life, but I did snowboard 100% myself, by myself, self-taught, except for the French workers at Timberline that called me the dude after the character in The Big Lebowski and taught me how to snowboard for free, like 2008, 9, 10, 11. It's good times, man. Speaking of which, this is a snowboarding era song. But yeah, Machiavelli and Plato are almost diametrically opposed. I mean, Socrates and Plato, Socrates literally like died rather than take the easy way out. And Machiavelli writes a whole entire book on how to take the easy way out. Bullshit.